Live from KTVN Reno, you're watching 2 News at 5:30.
Yeah, I think most of the folks that live here for a while understand that we have to coexist with the bears.
The Nevada Department of Wildlife has multiple bear traps set, including one in a state line neighborhood after a number of bear break-ins. And that is tonight's 2 News big story at 5:30. I'm Landon Miller. Kristen Remington is off. Thank you for keeping it here. One of those bear traps is set up in a neighborhood where bears have caused thousands of dollars in damage. Paul Nelson reports from State Line.
Don't be breaking into any of them businesses.
Black bears are no strangers to Lake Tahoe. Rob Huber's lived here for 15 years, and he says he sees them mostly in the fall and spring.
When they come out of hibernation, they seem to be more active, probably because, they're fairly hungry and they're trying to replenish their nutrients. And then towards fall, when they're trying to fatten themselves up, they become more pronounced coming out of the woods.
Bears can eat up to 25,000 calories a day during this period, but sometimes they look in the wrong areas. A bear and her cub are the suspects in a few break-ins here, and that's why Endow set this trap.
It got in through a dog door, and that entire wall came down, and the bear kept returning even with people home.
Endow says if it catches the bears, it'll test their DNA and determine how to handle them. Some don't agree with this approach, and there have been reports of people tampering with the traps. That's illegal, and Endow says they're there for public safety.
Our job is to protect Nevada's wildlife, but also people, so that's a huge factor of why we have this trap out there.
Residents say living in Tahoe means living with bears, so these types of incidents can happen every now and then, but they also say there are some precautions they can take to keep these bears from causing problems around their homes.
Which let us ultimately put bear alarms in our cars such that when they do open the doors now, that a noise seems to keep them away.
That's because bears have caused thousands of dollars of damage to his cars on a number of occasions. And he's also caught them in his garage, so he only keeps it open when he's outside. And he has bear-proof garbage containers. His dogs help keep them away too. In fact, he took these pictures just last week of this cub.
If we do a good job of keeping them in the woods, then they don't become problematic. But in some cases, for whatever reason I don't understand, some bears become more bold than others and they start entering houses.
Huber says this trap has been here for at least 3 weeks, but the suspects are still on the loose.
Either he's used to being there or whatever, but they haven't been able to catch that bear yet.
Covering the big story in State Line, Paul Nelson, 2 News.
I can't believe the bear was on the counter in that one. Officials say that people should pick their fruit trees to keep from bears coming to their area. They also say it's a good idea to put up electric fencing around your property.